Hello, I'm Jen from Relationship Bootcamp, and today I'm going to be sharing with you another hack, and it's a parenting hack. So approximately 10 years ago, I had the most fortunate experience to be trained in Circle of Security training. If you've never done it, I would definitely encourage every parent to do it. Fabulous training around reflective capacity and building relationships between parents and kids and helping to identify children's needs. One of the things that came out of that training for me was something that I use and I share with a lot of my clients, a lot of my friends, and anyone, I guess, that will listen, is always remember to be bigger, stronger, wiser, and kind, and wherever possible, take charge. And I love that because a lot of the conversations that I have with parents and a lot of the struggles that I was having with myself as a parent was that I'd be able to parent really well. I'd talk very nicely, and then it would get to this point where there would be an explosion. I would be tired, I'd feel like I wasn't heard, my children would be tired and feel like they weren't heard, and then it would explode. So there was no bigger, stronger, wiser kind of moments when that happened. So the other part of that was wherever possible, take charge. So I realized that there's this point where we all get triggered. It kind of goes okay. We start explaining, we hold space, we talk about boundaries, we talk about rules in the house. But kids are kids, and at different developmental stages, they've got things to say and they want to argue back, and things can get really clunky, they can get tricky. Both of us can say unkind things. So this little hack is something that I encourage all parents to give and to be aware of, because it's creating a pause and a boundary so that things don't become mean. So what we want to say is that you don't have to like it, you don't have to understand it, but your role is to respect it. So an example would be if your child was on the PlayStation and it's 8 o'clock at night and you wanted your child to get off. You already have established rules in the household. You've already had a conversation around what time you wanted your child to get off. You've already had conversations around homework and bedtime and the importance of sleep, and you've done all of that. You've gone into your child and you've said, come on, you need to get off the PlayStation. A likely scenario is, hang on, I'm just finishing my game. Can you wait a second? I need you to get off your PlayStation now. We've talked about this, it's 8 o'clock. I don't understand why I have to get off. So-and-so doesn't have to get off. I should be able to stay on. This is the point where when kids become argumentative, sometimes we can become mean. Sometimes we can become critical. Sometimes we can even become judgy because we get triggered as parents and we get frustrated. So what I learned to say was, you don't have to understand it. You don't have to like it, but your role is to respect it. So what I'm doing is creating a pause for myself so that I don't go down the mean or critical track. And what I'm doing is creating a boundary. Sometimes the kids, they're going to argue back. I still want to stay on. It's not fair. And this is the point we say, I said, you don't have to like it. You don't have to understand it, but your role is to respect it. And soon enough, once you start using this hack time and time again, what happens is that our kids understand that once you keep saying that same sentence, there's no budging. There's no budging from that. I said, get off at 8. This is what's happening. You don't have to like it. You don't have to understand it, but you have to respect it. This has been a useful tool, and lots of people have come back to me saying that they continue to use that. So remember, this is after we've held space, we've created some boundaries around what we want, what we think, what we need. We've had conversations. There's been, perhaps some coordination. Maybe there's been some compromise. But if it gets to a point where both of you are arguing or things are starting to get heated in the home, because let's face it, it happens everywhere, we want to be able to come up with something that says to you and to your child, this conversation is ending, which is you don't have to like it, you don't have to understand it, but your role is to respect it. There you go. I hope it's helpful for you. See you later.